Schizophrenia, you should try to leave schizophrenics alone. I'm a schizophrenic, paranoid schizophrenic since 2 years after the Oklahoma City bombing, and about 4 years under than Timmy, what was his name? Timmy McVeigh. But anyway, it is hard to even live through the first 6 years, and you can ask any doctor eventually 20, 30 years after that. Most people shouldn't even live through it. I mean, through their own brain to even freak out so hard to not be a Timothy McVeigh person. You should go way easy on them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think they need to be killed yet, but I'm going to tell the truth about it because I'm 50 years old and beyond bullshit this. I've met five schizophrenics in a lifetime while not doing 2.5 years for an assault and battery on my parents or my family at 18 and 19 right after the Oklahoma City bombings, about 2 years. And the Menendez brothers, who have been in prison for so long, I can't imagine being punished that long and watching your hair and everything grow so old and doing that much time for a bad mistake and all things different. You could change your diapers or change your names or change your radio station. But anyway, the five schizophrenics I've met, it made me realize, and as a matter of fact, I know some of their parents, Butler, Indiana High School. I'm not saying anything about people in general. Most people are nice in general, but whether they lie or they're usually nice in general, like I'm nice. And and I'm not angry. Don't hurt nobody. And probably Timmy McVeigh wouldn't have neither. But his dad, 10 years later, is bragging in the silence. 10, 15 years now, he wants to break the silence, have a man-on-man talk about anything you want to talk about. And the first thing comes up, right? Yeah. Anyway, while his washing machine and a motel air conditioner plays in the background, right? Anyway, as the schizophrenic janitor cleans the room, right? Exactly. The power of his electricity or whatever, right? Bill, right? When that keeps practicing caveman Jesus, and probably never will. So help the Niagara Falls, the slush puppy, Michigan slush puppy, and Mexican slush puppy. Excuse it as this Canadian band or whatever this year, right? For football. What is it? What was it? The Canadian. What was that song about the Bare Naked Ladies? That was a real weird part. The name of the song made me feel like a dork, but it was actually what they call Canada soccer. Yeah, Canadian soccer. Like worldwide pro sports Canadian soccer on a field. And, yeah, it's pro soccer for Canadians. Anyway, pro soccer, but yeah, professionally get paid. But anyway, was to say, the schizos I've met, I know their parents that made me realize now. My mother hasn't done anything. In 82, she legally got a license from her and my dad in the state of Indiana to legally own a tiger and sell it basically at a garage sale out by the road, like a garage sale side, and own a tiger. That was good because 4 years before that, she missed trying to make a muscular dystrophy baby and hit the Jerry Lewis telethon for all those digits of that money and have a fucking little person that like Charlie Horse looks up to her and says, "Hey, mommy, you're the coolest," and can't even move or talk. You know what I'm saying? And went all worldwide, money ATM machine forever. And look at her and say, "She the prettiest. Got something to do for now, right?" And can't even talk. Her muscles being her apart. Yeah. And then 4 years later, her and my dad have got a license by the state of Indiana to have a garage sale with a big old tiger outside and see if anybody would buy it, and they become worldwide famous. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, but the other schizos I met are from the same town, and their parents, I'm not saying anything about the other people, that, child support or whatever, but their parents, when their parents do walk in the store, or if they don't even walk in the store, people like look at them if they already know them and snicker and the parents get home and wig out, and then start like wanting to beat up their kid and like humiliate the child however more when the kid's 18. And then, get the whole town that they knew from high school that kind of snicker at them and that aren't really bad parents, but they're just snicker because their parents are kind of funny and weird. And then the parents go home and want to humiliate their kids in the worst way and then beat up their kids so bad and have the whole town be like, "Yeah, you still love me from my whole high school and I can walk to the gas station, act cool." Yeah, that's what it's about. And yeah, my mother, buck teeth as it did nothing. And one of the other cool schizo people that I met from the same dad's small-minded high school. And I'm sure there's big high schools and kids are still going through it and they're locked up and can't even say nothing. You know what I'm saying about what their parents did to them in a huge high school and can't even talk about their schizo, whatever and whatever they can or can't remove. But the five schizos I met, the parents were so small-minded and immature and you know what I'm saying, like small-minded parents and immature, like my mother, like Stinky Jeb did, and my mother, the big buck teacher. I saw Bengal tigers at a gas station. Jerry Lewis tells I'm gonna make it rich and be cool somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So and go easy on those schizos because they're good people, but all these people owe child support. I have no idea. It is scary. But you know what I'm saying? It don't hurt to. I keep trying to find in 2018 that what was it? It was like a Foo Fighter. It was a tortillas commercial for chips, and it was for they put those millions of cool commercials on the Super Bowl, and then if they pay out or if they work out, they continuously if they're really good and they rerun them and rerun them. Well, in 2018, there was one by the Foo Fighters that used to be in Nirvana after the Nirvana dude died. But it was really funny because there was like three dudes, like the old King of the Hill TV show that was a sitcom cartoon, but it wasn't. But they were like, it was a Super Bowl commercial. They were like rerun for the rest of the year, but they really didn't because it wasn't really that good. They did a few for a while, but it wasn't really funny. But there was like a wedding or funeral or some kind of, and there's like these three dudes and they're sitting around like the punch bowl, like a catering table, and they only really have is like salsa and chips and some like drinks or whatever, and some like Jello or fruit cocktail or whatever, and like what they call those little things, what they call it, mandarin oranges or whatever. And yeah, those old fruit bowl shrimps or whatever, fruit bowls, and they're eating the chips. The one dude and like talking, saying, "See that? Do you think there's anybody in the bathroom?" And they're like talking, and then the salsa drips all over his chips, the scoopable tortillas, and then they're there, and then like an hour later, somebody's like, "You got something on your chips, dude," and you haven't been in the bathroom to tell you because we thought the water was plugged up and that everybody's making fun of you. And he's like, "Oh shit!" And then 50 years of his life went by and they forgot to tell him. And he was murdered. The whole planet like seized up and everybody hiding in silence. Won't tell the dude there's a booger on his shirt and can't get it off. What song is that for the 80s, 90s? And I can't remember. Later.